What are you thinking now about Trevor Lawrence? Where's he going?
I don't know. I'm going to stick by. I don't think he's going to go to.
If you want the bosses, you gotta sacrifice. You wanna move like bosses move.
YMA, Young Millionaires Association. Yeah, see, that's the association. Joe.
Welcome to the YMANation podcast, episode number 49.
You do not sound excited for it to be 49.
I was waiting for you to come in with episode number 49.
Oh, wait. Episode 49, guys.
Episode number 49.
See, there we go.
We got to give ourselves a round. Give you a pat on the back. Episode number 49.
Uh-huh.
Wow, guys. So thank you for joining us today for the Friday football. I am Joe Wallace, and this is
Rebecca Wallace.
And we have an exciting show. We got a lot of good information about college football.
We do.
But before we get started, we have a drawing to do for our February, not even a contest. It was just people that was submitting and supporting the event. Supporting the podcast, hashtagging YMANation. Liking.
You got to like,
comment, and
subscribe. And hashtag YMANation.
And hashtag YMANation down in the comment section. And we also want to have a keyword for them today during the show.
And rolling into, we're 49. We're about to hit 50. We just want to thank you for all of the support thus far that you have given. So all of the new subscribers that we have and, trying to reach our goals. And you guys are helping us along the way.
2,000. We're trying to get to 2,000. We got to give you guys a round of applause.
Yes. And there was a lot of hashtag YMANation. So we've seen an increase in those as well. So
definitely.
That's just support and following, and we appreciate it.
Yep. So we have a drawing for February. Everyone who hashtag YMANation in the comment section.
Money.
You're going to a drawing. We are going to choose 4 winners. Each winner is going to win $25,000.
Okay.
Courtesy of Rebecca. She's like $100,000.
Oh, I'm going to drink my coffee on that one.
Every winner is going to win $25. We're going to choose 4 winners. Each winner wins $25.
Okay.
Are you ready? Are you going to draw?
I always do.
Let's go. We're going to see who's going to be our first winner.
There's a lot in there.
It is a lot. True reviews. $25.
Ready?
Stop looking, Rebecca.
I didn't look. Trap Nation. He said he just started over again.
I don't get it. I don't get it. Look,
start over again.
Let me just show something real quick. Like, this not even like half the names in there. That side, like how Trap Nation. That's Travis McKenzie, right?
Yeah. Okay. He got y'all going all over the place. Let me get this done.
Jackie Facing, you just won yourself $25. Jackie Facing.
Okay. Oh, he wanted to start.
So start it back over. Jackie Facing,
all right.
Trap Nation, and True Reviews. Our last winner of $25 is Ashley Penn. That's a new one.
Yep.
Ashley Penn, congratulations. So thank you guys for supporting. We are over 1,100. I think we're 1,124 right now of subscribers. We're on our way to get 2,000 subscribers. Make sure you are following YMANation on Facebook too. If you go on Facebook, just type in YMANation. You see the flag. Follow us, because also to be able to be in a contest for the $2,000 to get more chances to win, all you have to do is every episode go on Facebook and share the episode. Your name will go into the drawing. And then on Facebook, if you hashtag YMANation, your name goes in the drawing an extra time. If you like the episode, your name goes in the drawing another time. So you have multiple chances to win. So we'll do it again at the end of the month.
Sounds good.
We're going to do $2,000 at the end of the month.
That's right.
All right. So let's talk about some football.
Football.
You know,
Year-round.
she loved talking about football.
I tell him it's an annual sport. You know, you get to enjoy the season. Well, you got games going on still. So,
right.
I mean, this last year was an awkward year, but, you know, getting back on track and everything. So, you got spring games going on. You got spring practice going on. You got, you know, this is the telltale time going spring practice and then going into summer workouts and summer practice. Really is going to tell you who's going to be starting for these teams and who's going to be filling positions that were left last year. You know, we're just all in assumption right now that this one's going to win the starting job or,
right.
You know, you still have players entering the transfer portal and everything. So football is year round. It's all the time, right?
Yep.
So, talking about the 2020 season and COVID and everything that was going on, Alabama is planning for full stadiums 2021.
Alabama, full stadiums.
Which, you know, a lot of the SEC and the ACC really led the way for there to even be a season 2020.
Right.
Because they were like, we're playing. Like, we can shut the stadiums down or limit capacity or whatever we going to do.
Them players getting out there. We're going to have some football.
But these people in the South go have some football.
There's going to be some football on TV.
There's going to be some football on TV. We'll put some cardboard people in the stands.
Some cardboard people in the stands.
Everything.
You're going to have an audience to play in front of.
So, don't want to get on political, all that stuff. But, you know, hopefully the numbers continue to go down. We're able to see, you know, different states are opening back up. I'm sure we're going to get more news on other colleges that are opening back up. Florida's opening back up. Texas is opening back up as far as states go. So I'm sure those universities are going to want to make that money that they lost in 2020. And they're going to be opening stadiums back up. They want to compensate as much as they can for, and people are going to go because it was missed last year.
Right.
You know, it was limited capacity. So you have a lot of people that transferred for Clemson, like the IPTAY members, they were able to get some refund or they could just transfer their donation to 2021. So, I mean, it's just what it is.
I think
it's going to be interesting.
Everything is going to pretty much get back to the norm now.
Right.
One thing that came out in the news was that President Biden said by the end of May that they will have enough vaccines for every adult.
Right.
So I foresee everything kind of going back to the norm.
I'm ready for some camps and things like that. We were talking about the combine before we got on.
Right.
And, you know, they're not doing that in person this year. They're having it virtually. They're doing it from college campuses from what we read. So, ready for the draft. That's at the end of April. So, ready to see kind of what goes on with that and get into. We'll have some episodes where we get more into where we think players are going as it gets closer to time and things continue to change.
What are you thinking now about Trevor Lawrence? Where's he going?
I don't know. I'm going to stick by. I don't think he's going to go to Jacksonville.
You still don't think he's going to Jacksonville?
I don't think so. I foresee Urban probably going after Fields. And it's going to be interesting to see, too, because you have a lot of quarterback movement in the NFL right now. As to just what happens in general with, you know, you have a lot of quarterback movement in the NFL in general, which then offsets where some of these players may end up going. Right. So it's just a telltale right now. You know, you have to wait for one thing to happen to really see what's going to happen next.
You know what's interesting? And Nick Saban, don't text me about this, but it's all over the news anyway. I had no idea that he was 69 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. For him to be coaching at that level, I mean, at such a high level at that age.
I think you have to have, like, it's just that passion for it. I mean, look how many times Urban Meyer goes into head coaching and then, you know, he'll have a health issue or a health scare and go out of coaching and be like, you know, I'm going to retire. I'm not going to get back in. And then a couple of years later, he's right back. I mean, it's
just
almost
like
like
love for the game.
Right. So I think it's just hard to step away from something you have like a passion in, you know, a passion for, and something you've been doing for so long.
We talked about
Makes good money to do it too.
Oh
so.
yeah, $9 million a year.
Yeah.
Hey, that's part of the freestyle of what's happening. If you don't
Not
know
what's happening.
yeah, it's going to be on the YMANation channel, YouTube channel. So look forward to what's happening on the YMANation YouTube channel. It talks about Nick Saban, but not to get off course. I brought him up because his team is losing so many prestigious players. So when we looked at the
It's okay. They signed
ranking,
that quarterback.
Oh, yeah. Are you talking about that?
I wasn't, but there's a couple of signings that I wanted to talk about. So, but yeah, they got that quarterback.
Yeah, last Friday we talked about like where they was predicting
him to go.
No, the predictions are like the top 4 teams.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
And you know, of course, they had Alabama as still one. But what's interesting is when you look at all the players, they lost a lot of stars. If I look at that, like they ranked them at number 1, but they lost. So I kind of did like a quick glance at it. They lost Devontae Smith, Mac Jones,
Right.
Alex Heatherwood, Landon Hickerson, and man, this had to be like a Najee Harris. So you lost Mac Jones, Devontae Smith, and
Is Waddle
Najee
coming back? Because I thought Waddle was gone too.
I didn't have that on the list, but
Maybe he's coming back because he was injured. He's the one who broke his.
I think they said he was coming back.
He may be coming back.
But what's crazy is like you losing like the core of like what made the team on that stardom level, and they still put them at number 1.
Because it's a repeat, like it's a cycle. So you lose one big name to gain the next big name that's coming up.
So your team always
it's just always sitting up there. I mean, you have, you know, Dabo and his staff have recruited at that level.
Right.
You know, Ohio State, they recruit at that level. Recruiting is like the core. That's why when I talk about like these who's going where and where the schools are ranked recruiting wise, because that's a telltale of what these schools have to look forward to. You know, just because they're signing, they're a class of 2021 this year or a class of 2022, they may not start next year. They may not start the year after that.
Right.
But these names will come up again because at some point, these are the next men up. These are the next ones to get on the field and show, you know, keep that team where it is.
Right. Same thing for Clemson, right? They'll lose their star QB. They'll lose their star.
It's okay. Clemson
running back.
signed a 4-star, number 5 overall pro-style quarterback. Chose Clemson.
But they're more they're going to be more dependent on their return QB.
DJ?
Yeah, DJ. I was sitting just going to say the full name.
Ungalule.
Yeah. So, and I was reading today that they're actually predicting him to be able to outperform Trevor Lawrence. I was like, I'm going. Yeah. That's an interesting prediction. I want to see that.
He will.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
From what level? From what perspective?
Definitely passing.
From passing?
Because I think that the only thing he really needs to work on his passing game is finessing the ball.
Finessing the ball.
Meaning I think sometimes he puts too much on the ball, so it's a hard throw. And so some of his throws, especially when you're short passing, you have to finesse it a little bit, not to where your receivers are dropping the
bullet,
ball.
Right, you're throwing a bullet at 5 yards.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think if he can do that, then it make it to where it's not hard for his receivers to catch the ball. I think that his preciseness is a little bit better than Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
Like where he puts the ball.
I can't wait till like the season
He
start.
passed all over Notre Dame. I mean, when they played Notre Dame and he was in for Trevor Lawrence, I mean, the passing game was on point.
Oh, when
he passed
Trevor
all
was out
over.
for the COVID?
Yeah, he passed all over Notre Dame. Notre Dame couldn't stop him passing.
It's going to be interesting. I can't wait till the season start, and then we could go back to like episode number 49, 46, 43, all the Friday footballs, and just like, we talked about that. Look at that. And see what actually happens.
Clemson lost one of their corners. One of their corners is gone, dismissed.
Adios. And you know what's so applaudable about Sweeney? It's like it's always positive. Like he was just saying like how much respect and love he had for the player, but not going into details
about what happened.
Player, right.
And another thing that I like about Clemson, which I'm a Clemson fan, right? Who would have thunk, right?
Who would have thought?
But
I thought you had this hurricane mug over here.
Yeah.
I thought,
whatever.
Let's put that back on your side.
Keep that over there. He doesn't care how good a player you are on the field. He don't care if you a starter or a third string. He expects you to perform in all aspects of life. That means on the field and off the field.
Right.
Your books, your education, that's what you're going to school for. You are a student athlete. And if you're not doing what you needed to do, because I was reading an article, I forget what website I was on when I was reading this article, but he was talking about he had been in what he called the Love Shack. He didn't call it
the Love Shack.
He alluded to it wasn't things that he was doing at practice. It wasn't things that he was doing or wasn't doing as far as football goes. It was things that he was other areas of performance where he had to catch schoolwork up. He was falling behind in class.
Oh, did you see that? Did you read that?
Alluding to it.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And, they gave him the opportunity to get caught up on those things one time. And it's almost like, we'll give you another chance. It's not like we're just saying, oh, you can't get your stuff together, you're gone.
Right.
I mean, it's like repeat action tells you what type of player you're dealing with. So I think a lot of schools could benefit from, it's discipline in all aspects. Discipline.
When I read the Love Shack, I was like, hold on, did he get kicked off the team because like he was in love with somebody and he wasn't coming to practice? I was like, oh Lord, the dude is whipped. And
but it's all about discipline and having that discipline across the board, and what you expect from one player, you expect from all the players.
Right.
So regardless if you're a starter or whatever, if you can't hold up your end of the deal, you're not going to play football.
Right.
I mean, the end. Which leads to, he'll be transferring. He'll transfer out. Don't know where he's going. Not that I saw. Did you see where he was going yet?
I did not.
Okay. However, we talked about the Oregon quarterback, Shaw, that was entered the transfer portal, and he's going to Texas Tech. And Michigan's quarterback, Milton, entered the transfer portal. And then the number 18 overall 2021 recruit that was signed with Tennessee switched his commitment to Auburn.
Okay.
So he was going to go to Tennessee, and now he's going to Auburn. But I want to get on this transfer portal thing because
let's get on this transfer
we got
portal
a few
thing.
minutes, and sometimes I just got to get on my soapbox for a minute.
Oh Lord, here we go. The soapbox. Hey, you know what? That needs to be part of the show. The soapbox, and then you can just rant.
Well, yeah, because look, so our keyword is going to be transfer.
Transfer is the key word.
Okay, so the transfer portal. This is something I've been on the fence about since they created this thing where players can go in this transfer portal and they can. So just from like a business mindset and bringing it into, because we talk a lot about like sports being a business, right? To me, if I'm a player, right, and I say I'm going to commit to this school, like I'm going to sign a document that says I'm committing to the school and I'm going to play football here.
Right.
Now, before I get to that school, like you have this recruit that switches his commitment. So before he even gets to school, he's like, I've thought about it and I decide I want to go somewhere else. Fine. I'm fine with that. This is my problem. When you have signed the contract with the school, and especially for scholarship players, so that means that you're probably going to school for free.
Right.
Right? So you're not paying to go to school. You're a student athlete, which typically means you're on some type of meal plan and nutritionist, especially these bigger universities that have all the,
program.
everything, right? You're getting health care. If you're an athlete, I'm just talking about football players right now. Most of them, you're going to get health care because you have trainers and you're getting workouts and all these things, right? And then because you don't like something, you say, well, I want to enter this transfer portal. But you've signed a contract, right?
Okay.
To do something. So I'm not completely on board with the transfer portal. I think if you took away the transfer portal and you made these kids work for it, then maybe they will understand like hard work and dedication instead of, I don't like it. It's tough. This person's starting before I'm starting. I want to just transfer out.
You know where that started at and got popular? With Clemson. When Trevor Lawrence came to Clemson.
No, the transfer portal was before then.
No, I mean when it became popular though. Like it wasn't like always like in the news to transfer for this person.
Was.
I didn't notice it.
It was. It's always been since it started. I mean, and there's different, regulations and things. You may have to sit out a year or whatnot. But to me, now, if you're not a scholarship athlete and you're not getting a full ride scholarship to go to school, even though you're getting some of the other benefits, then by all means, that's fine. Right? But if this school is giving you a scholarship for you to come and you play 2 years and then you decide that things aren't going your way and you just want to leave, that's a scholarship to me that someone who may have been more serious could have retained. Does that make sense?
It does. I'm reading on Sports Illustrated about, they say the risk though involved with going into the portal. Netherlands cautionary tale of what awaits some players in the transfer portal. Nothing, because of the NCAA strict scholarship limitations and the latest portal surge. There are more teamless players than there are teams for them. So I guess you like actually taking a chance by going into the portal. They say hundreds of college football players find themselves stuck in the portal without a landing spot. So, I mean, it becomes a risk. Interesting. That's interesting. And now that we're talking about transfers, Miami Hurricanes, they have Caden Martin. He's like a dual sport athlete. So now he's going to be playing. Well, he's going to be joining the Miami baseball program too. Mm-hmm. So he'll be playing for that QB spot and playing baseball.
Kyle Parker did that for Clemson back in the day. For you people who follow Clemson,
you have to be. I mean, that's dedication. That's dedication right there. Also, Ja'Cory Brown, the 4-star, they're predicting him to come to Miami Hurricanes. Look, she want to say something about Clemson. Go ahead. What's happening on the Clemson side?
Oh, that's fine. Go to Miami.
Yeah, Ja'Cory Brown.
But I did want to get in before our time's up.
Before time, go ahead.
We were talking about the football games being played during the spring.
Right.
So Deion Sanders had his head coaching debut and blew the other team out.
What?
Yeah.
And if you don't know who Deion Sanders is, you need to. Well, you shouldn't be. Well, I ain't gonna say you shouldn't watch this show, but you may want to do some homework to know who Deion Sanders is.
Down in Florida,
legend,
and he's actually taken some big school recruits. So,
legend.
I mean, I think he's there, really trying to build that program up. I mean, they play for I mean, it's not like a D1 school. But anyhow.
Legend.
Yeah, 53-0.
53-0.
Yeah. So.
Wow. That's a blowout.
Yeah, that's a blowout. So congratulations to him on that. And they had the big story about Troy Aikman showed up to the game to support. That's
what's up.
Yeah. So
that's what's up.
Yeah.
Lastly,
good stuff.
Lastly, this is interesting, and I don't know, like, if down the road it would impact college football, but the NFL's owners are considering the rule or the penalties for roughing the passer. Because again, we talked about the what was the other one when like the hit happens. Targeting. Mm-hmm. Like, come on, is that really targeting? So now they're asking to have, if a flag is thrown for roughing the passer, that it could possibly be reviewed.
This is what I think.
This is what she think. Let's hear it.
Get rid of the reviews and make the refs ref. I mean, go back to old school referees. The referee is right there on the field. They pay attention. They make the call. If you know, I got this person up here that's going to be able to look at it again, then that takes away from my job. Why even have refs on the field if you just got somebody sitting up in a booth that's just going to review every single call that's on the field anyway? That's stupid. It takes too much time. It makes the game longer. Get the refs trained to ref, and if you don't like if it's a, I
don't know if I'll call it stupid.
Okay, it's not smart.
Well, no, I wasn't saying how you phrased it, but having an extra eyes in case a human being makes a bad call, to have an extra set of eyes.
I'm not saying that, and a ref is not there to make every single call. It's football. Let them play the game of football. It was not meant to be some pansy game. I was watching reels from like football in the 90s. They were knocking each other's heads off. Like, seriously.
But that is why they came out with the rule.
That's why we got a bunch of pansies right now.
Well, when you got to look, Aaron Rodgers had his collarbone broke. So you just saying it's okay, just try to knock the helmet off the quarterback.
I'm not saying that.
That's what you just said.
But what I'm saying
you said they pansies. You said they pansies if they not getting their helmet knocked across the field.
This is what I'm saying. When you were of age, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 32, however long some of these players stay in the game of football, you know the risk involved in the game of football. You have players that refuse to leave the game of football because they enjoy the game of football. They don't, And a lot of those same people are saying this is like some of it's ridiculous. You understand the risk you take. I mean, that's like somebody that works 30 floors up.
She's trying to think of an analogy, y'all. Go ahead.
As a window washer, right?
Right.
And you got to get on this little thing and you got to be lifted 30 floors up to wash the outside of the windows, right? And you know the risk involved if you fall.
Right.
But you make good money to get on that little thing and go wash some windows that far up.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Okay. If you're making the amount of money that they're making and you understand the risk involved, then stop trying to sissified the game of football.
I think it's when you think about the game, you think about the injury. So when you have people getting a collarbone broke, people having head damage, like that's different. That's like saying, I'm gonna use your analogy too. We have to wrap it up, but I'm gonna use your analogy too. Is if I see a bunch of people falling, I'm gonna say, well, we don't want to give them a safety harness because that's gonna pansy the job.
That's not it. There's so much technology that has happened, and I'm not saying that they have fully protected them, but the pads are a whole lot better. The helmets are a whole lot better.
I agree.
So you've created better to try to protect them more now than they were protected when they were hitting a whole lot harder. Right? So what I'm saying, I'm not saying that not all injuries are going to be able to be prevented. But what I'm saying is you can't call a flag on every play because that's going to make the game boring.
I agree with that.
And you cannot have every flag reviewed because that don't make any sense to have every flag reviewed. You are slowing the game. It's already a slow game. We're talking
about roughing the passer, though. That was the subject.
And eventually, they're not even going to be able to hit the quarterback, which, again, that is no longer the game of football. You play football, you get hit. I don't care what position you're in. If you're on the offense and you have the ball, there's a likelihood you're going to get hit.
We're going to look at a female football team. We're going to see if we can get you on that team, like a full contact. We want to put her on a full contact team and then bring her back to the podcast. And I think she's going to have a change of heart.
Don't hate.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Let's give it up for Rebecca, Viking Warrior. Slaughter the team. Let's go. Guys.
I'm just saying.
No, I get it.
How many agree? Comment. How many agree?
Everybody going to agree. They're going to be like putting comments down in a thing like, yeah, give them swords out there on the football field. Why are there tanks on the football field?
Wow.
Just ridiculous.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah. So, yeah, take away all flags. But
I didn't say all of them. I was just saying the unnecessary ones.
That's what they're going to put in the comments section.
What game were we watching? And every other play, it was a flag.
Oh, I agree. We were saying that's ridiculous.
Gosh.
They just walked the team into the end zone.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us for episode number 49, Friday Football. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you guys on Monday for Wealth Building Money.
YMA, Young Millionaires Association. Yeah, see, that's the association. Joe.